Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with the third chapter of First Flight, the two stories about flying. In the last class, children, we have done with the story number 1, that was his first flight. Today we are going to start with the Black Aeroplane. It is written by Frederick Fawcett. The chapter 2 stories about flying is a combination of two inspiring stories, his first flight and the Black Aeroplane. Children, in these stories, they show that the bravery and cowardice are the relative terms. One should not lose hope while in danger, like the young seagull and the pilot of the plane. They succeeded to achieve their aim when they tried hard to overcome with their fear. The main characters in the story, children, the narrator, one unknown friend, and the woman. A narrator is a pilot who was flying his Dakota airplane over France back to England, lost his way due to storm. The unknown friend, children, here, a pilot who was flying the Black Aeroplane, helped the narrator to find the way in the storm. The woman, children, here, the working woman in the central center, whom the narrator asks about unknown friend of the Black Aeroplane. Children, Frederick Fawcett describes quite an unique but mysterious experience during his flight from Paris to London. During the flight, he was lost amid mountains of dark clouds. He couldn't believe his eyes. The compass was dead. It would not work. He received no answer from Paris control either. He could see another aeroplane flying next to him through the storm. He followed the strange aeroplane till he could see the runway and was safe. When asked from the control center, he was told that no plane except his own was flying in the storm. Where did the aeroplane come from? Who was the man who asked him to follow him? Where did he disappear after leaving him in safety? These are the questions we are still surrounded in the mystery. So, children, we are going to proceed with the story. A pilot was flying in his old Dakota plane. The sky was clear and the flight was easy. He was dreaming of a holiday with his family. It was 1:30 in the morning. The pilot took instructions from the Paris control. He was asked to turn 12° west. He turned and switched on his second and last fuel tank. He hoped to be in time for breakfast. All of a sudden, black storm clouds appeared in the sky. At that time, Paris had been left 150 kilometers behind. The clouds were like huge black mountains. He had limited fuel. He could neither fly over the clouds nor could go round them in north or south. He discarded the idea of going back to Paris. He flew straight into the storm clouds. Inside the clouds, everything was black. Nothing was visible. The aeroplane jumped and twisted. He found that his radio, compass, and some other instruments had stopped working. It was a very difficult moment for him. He could not establish contact with the Paris control and was lost in the storm. And all of a sudden, children, then he saw another black aeroplane flying next to him through the storm. It had no lights on the wings. It looks very amazing. The pilot on the black plane went ahead and asked him to follow his plane. He guided him through the storm. At that moment, the pilot was facing that kind of problem, so he followed him. After half an hour, the pilot of the Dakota plane got worried and frightened. He was left with petrol only for 5 to 10 minutes. But then the black aeroplane started going down. He followed and suddenly came out of the clouds. He could see the lights of the runway. He landed safely. And the mystery of the black aeroplane was disclosed after landing. The pilot of the Dakota aeroplane went to the control center to inquire about the black aeroplane. He wanted to thank its pilot, but nobody else had seen that black aeroplane even on the radar. It was a mystery. So, children, in the end, we can say that the story which gives us the message: never say die till the end. Never lose hope in the most hopeless situation. No one knows who may come to save you. The narrator was really in such a hopeless situation when he lost contact with Paris control, and all his instruments and the compass were dead. Then came the mysterious pilot of the black aeroplane to guide the narrator to safety.